Hopefully it doesn't become a laggy mess.
Hopefully. This
Yeah, hopefully.
mhm.
But yeah, so first things first. On the list we have Pico Nimbus. A very
Found it over there. Perfect.
early game mining is cooked. Poor Pico Nimbus didn't deserve it. So here I have a few gripes with it. So some of the changes with Pico Nimbus are one, you can get to the nucleus, which doesn't really matter for this. They increased the breaking power by one, which is kind of huge because that's a buff because now you're able to mine like the glaciate tunnel gemstones, right? They reduced the mining speed by half, and they reduced the oh hello.
Mhm.
Uh, they reduced the usage from 5,000 down to 2,000. So what this basically means is that yes, doing commissions is going to be slower, and you're going to be able to use it less. However, this is a 200k item. You're buying this for dirt cheap, and you're just absolutely flying through these commissions. That is not what you're supposed to be going through. And with all the changes that they're doing to make the early game easier to begin with, Pico Nimbus is going to be the biggest non-factor ever. Oh yeah, they also increased the requirement from having no requirement to Heart of the Mountain 4, which basically means you're not going to be able to use Pico Nimbus until you have Crystal Hollows unlocked. So yeah, think of it this way: you were not supposed to be able to go this fast to begin with. Uh, it was a very stupidly strong item, for really dirt cheap, and it made like every other item that you got early game entirely obsolete. You
Okay,
get
I
that?
mean, your point here is not terrible, but I mean, I guess it makes sense. Even as much as I hate it, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. So
And now I am sad.
it's tragic, but also they're buffing like all the other early game tools to begin with. So they're trying to make it less for that Pickle Nimbus. But now Pickle Nimbus is gonna be more for like doing Crystal Hollows commissions for like or even for that matter, Glaciate Tunnels if you don't have like a super giga drill yet. And yeah, so you'll be able to with that increased breaking power, you're basically able to break pretty much anything that you're ever gonna need. Uh yeah. What else is on here? I should probably also make sure that we have this. Yeah, I can see chat. What was next? No
Mhm.
more insta mining gold for G Drag. Oh boy. But
Mhm.
this also kind of coincide with your G Drag nerf late game player sad. So I'm curious. What do you mean by the G Drag nerf makes late game players sad? Is it because that they've
Okay.
already gotten the collection?
Yes, a lot of late game players have the 1 bill collection, so when they're nerfing down the max collection to 100 mil, it means that the people that put in all those hours to get those collection increases are not going to be happy.
That is a fair complaint to have. However, they are not the target for this update to begin with, and they are already getting the benefits. This has no bearing on them. They already have the collection. Who cares, right? It's
But
not like
like,
they're.
God, that's a lot of time. Goodbye,
It
bye. I'd be sad.
think of it this way as well. With the reduced cost, they also kind of made it out kind of better with the reduced NPC sell price. So they're probably sitting here like, dang, dodged a bullet here. Got this done out of the way beforehand. But so here's the G drag change. And now instead of 1 bill, you need 100 mil collection to max it out. So that's like
That's
10 times less. So you're going to be spending 10 times less time grinding out trying to deal with that. But a complaint is that they're doing a lot of like mining speed nerfs. One of which was supposed to be the mining speed boost, but they reverted that.
they didn't revert all the way though. It's
Not all
money
the
gold is
way.
still a boss way. But
Gold. So here's the thing with gold though. They're having a thing called mining spread, right? So even though you're losing out on the mining speed, you're now going to be breaking more blocks per, I guess, well, block broken. So it's kind of going to like even out. And because of the reduced cost, you're not going to need to mine like as much to begin with. I will say one thing that does cause an issue here though is the fact that now because you're gonna be breaking more blocks, it's not exactly gonna be fun in the Mind of Devon. You're kind of gonna have to be competing with like more people harder. So
Gross.
you're probably gonna only have like 2 people in per Mind of Devon. It is gonna be very, very
So you're saying that the
difficult.
mining spread will make it so that the gold would actually mine faster overall compared to
I'm
the
not
speed
gonna say
boost?
it's gonna be faster. I'm saying it's enough of a difference to make the mining speed nerfs in combination with the reduced requirements. It's gonna be not as bad.
Hmm.
So I guess you could say
What
that's
do you mean
kind of
by
being
reduced requirements? Like the fact you're gonna have to be there for as long?
yeah, because you only need
Mind you,
100 mil now versus 1 bill.
I suppose that does make sense.
So yeah, those two things kind of went together like pretty importantly.
Mm.
Perfect sapphires, mole pet. This is a more interesting one to go into discussion about. So mole pet here. Where's the mole pet? That's mulching. That's the perk. That's the perk. Mole pet mentioned there. That's the pet again. Okay, double base mining speed, which is kind of cool, but doesn't really matter for what mole is for. Blind is a mole perk. Has been changed to magnetic nodes, and that is the one that is for automaton parts, correct?
I don't have that up. Let me
Well,
get that
anyways,
up.
so instead of making you need one less part, you're gonna be getting increased drop rate on parts, which is it goes inside with one of the other changes that they're doing, and they're making it so the automaton parts are all like gonna be combined into one, and then you just submit that one item. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up a mole
The
pet.
the reason mole was so good in the first place was because it was kind of a stopgap measure for all the people that were really unlucky getting all the parts but one to a extreme degree. Say you were in the mines or like you were doing a bunch of stuff and you ended up getting like I don't know 20 of most of the parts but only 5 Robotron reflectors. These are the
Yeah.
people that was helping, but that is no longer going to work, and the problem is still going to be there. People dropping the wrong part continuously and getting just criminally unlucky.
All I can really say to that specific part of it is that luck kind of hurts using a lot of parts in the game. So like, it's kind of not like a like if I were to go do Diana right now, I probably would not drop a Chimera book, and I would be very sad. But
I mean, it's like giving us a taste of nice living, then stripping it away like we're peasants.
I can't really see the numbers. Does anyone have the numbers on like the actual like increased drop rate for automaton parts? That'd
That is
be
something I
kind of
want to know.
convenient.
Let me see. It really should be in that forum post, is it not?
It doesn't mention it in this specific part.
Let me see.
Let me. No, it's not mentioned
Mole
here.
pet changes.
Then they just
Images.
renamed the one perk.
All I'm getting is pictures of mole rats.
Oh my God.
Skyblock. Okay, is this the new one? It is, I think. No, it's not. This is the old mole park. Where's new?
So yeah, the change that they're doing to the automaton perk though is that instead of giving them all individually to the professor, you make this one item called the precursor apparatus, which is crafted using all 6 of the parts, which is kind of good.
Okay, I think I found something.
And this is also kind of going side with a lot of the force cods. So I'm actually curious about this. So I'm gonna go look at.
Hold up, I found something. Take a look
You
at this.
found
I found a page about mole. This is a forum post based on mole pet changes.
forum post based on Molpet changes. Okay. Molpet has been changed to give 50% higher drop change. That's actually a lot. Okay,
Overall,
so
it's better
if
because it also increases the price for forging stuff. I don't know. I think that's
so
cap. I think
I'm
that's
I'm
cap.
I'm I'm,
I
I'm
think it was
gonna
decreased because
I'm gonna do some math on this. So you need 6 robot parts, right? And you're now
well, like
getting them
look at the
50%.
oh okay.
You're getting them 50% faster. So you're gonna be getting them like, say, you're getting 6 at the rate that you were getting 3 before. So you're basically, well, I guess that's not. No, you're getting basically 2, I think. Anyways, you're getting parts a lot faster. I think regardless of which form of wrong math I use, you're getting more parts on average, and therefore it's kind of like mitigating the one less part, and just with getting like countless more parts to begin with.
This also means, though, instead of just cashing out the parts and buying them off the auction house, you now have to spend more time farming the parts. This is more of a help for people that actually are grinding the parts or doing something like needed. Like nowadays, you have
So
to
because
grind the parts and go way over bestiary just to get all the stuff you need.
Is it just in general getting drops from automatons? Okay, that's actually a little bit different. But I mean, still kind of. I'm gonna go pull up automaton just in Skyblock right now. BE. Automatons. That would be Crystal Hollows. Have I killed automatons? I should have. Yeah. You're either 1% or 2% for each of them. So 50% increase on that would be a 3%. So yeah, you're getting 50% more. So if you were getting 6, you'd be getting 9 instead. So yeah. Overall, that is going to be a bigger change. I think just grinding for them is going to be a lot more efficient. I don't know how often people actually kill automatons though, so I am going to leave that one kind of in the air. Okay, this does hurt the people somewhat, a little bit, that just buy the parts. But I think you'll be able to just buy the apparatus instead.
I think the cost is going to be ridiculous.
I don't think it will be, and if it does go up, it won't be that much. I don't think.
Well, before, the cost was majorly down because any part that was at all expensive at the time, like say, like globally, the
yeah, but remember now all those parts are no longer going to be expensive because now all of them are being combined into one apparatus that's going to be used in all the recipes. So all of them are going to be basically equal price now.
Well, that's not how it worked before. Before the prices were all over the place; they'd go up and down before the changes. Nowadays, the prices stay even more stable than they were because you could like sub out one of the parts for a different part whenever there was a higher amount of one than the other.
No. So the apparatus. So you know how there's like all the drill engines and stuff.
I do.
Those are going to take the apparatus now. They're no longer taking 50 reflectors. Which
how
is
many,
what
how many apparatuses do they take?
Let's check the math right now.
So I want to know if it just ups to 50 apparatuses. That's insane price inflation right there. Like holy shit.
So I'm gonna go. What's like something that took reflectors?
I know that I think it was
Amber polished. Amber polished took 50 reflectors. It is only going to take 4 of the apparatuses. And if each apparatus is 6 parts, that's effectively 24 parts that you're needing to make one engine instead. So that is halving the cost.
Okay. I can see that as definitely a W.
How about perfectly cut? Because that's... Perfectly cut kind of looks ridiculous right now. Perfectly cut fuel tank. 70 hearts. Okay, 70, so that's like... about 12-ish. So perfectly cut is going up a little bit. Perfectly cut and amber polished. Amber polished one. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple of them that are going up, a couple of them are going down. But now you're not going to be like all stuck on one part. Now all the parts are going to be relatively the same. And it's just going to be like the price of the apparatus that kind of jumps up and down itself. So
I'm still against it. I think that subbing out one part was a fucking amazing play by the Hypixel admins, and for one of the characters in the game to have canonical dementia.
Okay, the dementia part is kind of funny. That's going to be a shame that we no longer have that. Did they do any other automaton changes? I don't think so.
I believe everything else is the same. Though increasing the drop rate would be kind of based.
Okay, what was also there? Okay, in regard to the perfect sapphires, again, it's gonna be just more. That's gonna pretty much coincide with like the price of the apparatus now. So overall, I think perfect sapphire kind of got the good end of the stick here. To be honest, I feel like the drilling you're gonna be suffering more than the sapphires.
Hmm. But you
Because
said
you're
it
only
was
going,
less pieces in total. Anyway,
yeah,
when the prices go down on the diamonds.
yeah. Okay, mining being slower because I pick on Nimbus. I already went over that. Gemstone Gauntlet. Oh boy. What all happened to the gauntlet?
That's an interesting one, but truthfully, one that does not impact me very much. It's
Oh,
sad that it got
gauntlet,
nerfed the
gauntlet.
way it did, but I'm past Gauntlet, so I can't really give a true impression of how it feels to
Gemstone
be.
Gauntlet revamp. Breaking power went from 9 to 8. So you are no longer gonna, actually, I think, 1 second. That's
That
still
means you
enough
can
to
no longer mine the things in
glaciate
the area.
tunnels?
Yeah, glacier tunnels, none of those works. So you're gonna have to upgrade to one of the drills if you want to go into that area.
Also, I forgot to mention this, but that actually is not true, because remember, they're also having the Reforged Stone that increases breaking power.
Really now, which one was that?
Breaking power, also there's a pickaxe ability, apparently, that grants breaking power.
I see.
Um, where is it? Also, with Pickle Nimbus, I took into consideration the fact that you're also going to have the one perk that increases the breaking power of diamond tools. So that's why you're going to be able to do the glaciate stuff with that.
Wait, what do you mean with diamond
Talk,
tools? I'm confused.
there's a perk in, I believe, the Diamond Essence shop that increases the breaking power of diamond tools by like 1.
I believe they changed that as well in those patch notes.
They changed whatchamacallit. They changed Polar Void book. That's what they changed. I know that.
But I'm fairly certain they also already the Essence Shop one. You want to look that up?
I'll go double check. My breaking power. Yeah, Pocket Iceberg. 5 glaciate jewels grants breaking power. So that
Okay.
should be your thing right there. So like you've not lost anything. Anything else breaking power related? Uh, Fiesta XP. That's kind of nice. Yeah, Polar Void book now gives +5 fork instead of the 1 breaking power. And then I don't see any other changes that have to do with breaking power. I don't see the thing you were talking about for the Diamond Dusting shop.
I might be capping then.
So, where was I? Gauntlet. Gauntlet, gauntlet, gauntlet. So, breaking power, that we just went over that doesn't really matter. Damage up is whatever, I guess. The flesh strength, again, is kind of whatever, because you're already one-shotting, like, most mobs with it in Glaciate Tunnel, which what I think that you're going to be used for. The mining speed is getting cut in half. So it used to be 1600 and is now 800. So if I go in here and look at titanium drill, 655, a 400 million coin drill versus gauntlet, which costs like 30 mil. Are you going to tell me that this 30 million coin item should be on par with a 400 million coin item?
I believe that was the low cost alternative.
It is exactly on par in speed.
It may have needed a little bit less, but half is a bit much.
And also, you were able to apply like gemstones into it like immediately. Like all of the gemstones.
Well, Gemstone Gauntlet kind of had this weird point where it was both used for combat and not. And it was never truly great at either of them, but it was good enough at mining that people used it, and it was not really good at combat enough that people always brought a sword anyway. Now they're trying to get rid of that and make it good at combat, which I don't like. But maybe I'm not thinking this straight.
I just don't think a 30 million coin item should be on par with a 400 million coin item. So, just from a design perspective. But the passive, I've seen that there's a couple of changes up there that have to do with the passive. Mobs killed on islands now drop gemstones, blah blah blah.
There was actually some videos about that on the Alpha server about how that was actually pretty decent money, and then they immediately nerfed it, and now it's not. It's just
Yeah, so killing mobs, increasing meter. What gemstone they drop is depending on what you have in your gauntlet. Kinetic. Mobs killed now reduced to forge slot. Okay. The forge slot thing is kind of crazy.
but it requires more work to increase the forge slot. So like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's not like I'm not okay with the idea. I think it's a pretty cool thing to make it so you can do things to increase how fast your forge is going. It's
There's
just I'm
a
never gonna
couple
use it.
there's a couple things about this. So, one, just in concept, there's two places where I'm gonna see this applying. One, the glaciate tunnels, because it is already a breaking power thing. You're gonna be flying through all the glaciate tunnels mobs, correct?
It already would do that,
Yes.
I believe. Any pickaxe can, really. I don't think that's much of an issue. The glacier
Yeah,
mobs are
now
not that difficult.
but now you're doing it with a weapon, so you're gonna have like looting apply to it, right?
I
So-
mean, they don't really have that many good drops. from what I
But you're getting
understand.
dropped regardless, and you're getting the stuff from the passive now.
Well, you get the gemstones, but the gemstones aren't like unless you're just like farming specifically for money with the gemstones.
Think of it.
you
Think of it
don't get-
overall. You're getting the looting. You're getting the passive, and now you're reducing your forge timer.
Okay, I see it.
And the other place where I'm gonna see this probably have application is automatons. So
That actually makes sense.
killing
it so you can make more money.
automatons to get the parts and reduce
Well,
your forge timer.
A lot of late game players though don't bother doing that with an item that you have to specifically hit things with. There's a lot of items in the game like Hyperion or Terminator that's a lot easier to farm things with because you can simply right click a shit ton, and it becomes trivial. And people don't usually like moving back to having to actually click on things, unless it's for a very very big benefit like it is for ghosts.
So and this is scaling with 0.5 seconds per perfect. So that's like what 5 to 2.5, 2.5 seconds per. Which is, so if you're killing 10 things, that's 25 seconds you've cut off. Which is, I'm not sure how that scales, but I personally think that sounds a little bit silly. A little bit busted. But on the minus side of the forge timer thing, is that they're changing the heart of mountain tree and making quick forge in kind of a weird spot. So I'm thinking that if with this, if you're gonna want to like make a lot of money using the forge, you're gonna have to have a really weird looking heart of the mountain tree. What's this thing? Gauntlet meter. 150 mob kills. Mining forking for 60 minutes. That's cool, I guess, but probably doesn't really matter. Yeah, and then there's the designer's note, which kind of just goes over what I went over. This thing's like too dirt cheap.
I suppose it needed to get nerfed, and it's sad that like early game players now have to move to drills earlier on though, which is something that is going to affect a lot of Skyblock players that have to
the
immediately move to
drills, the drills are getting a reduced price, and they're getting buffed. Do remember that.
That's a
So
that's a fair point. Like the drill, that's
They're
not
being
a bad
forced onto a
but
thing that they're buffing, and
They're
also
buffing it, but that means they're also being forced onto it.
the mithril drill, especially, I want to talk about because it also ties into the next point with the mithril powder grinding. Because the powder no longer appears in crystal hollow chests. There's a couple things I want to talk about with that. So with the crystal hollow chests, because you're no longer having the mithril powder in it, you're now getting, they replaced it with the, whatchamacallit, right? The extra gemstone powder. So now gemstone powder,
yeah.
which you already needed more of, is getting buffed. So you're going to need a lot less time powder grinding for gemstone
Yeah, it just feels weird though, not getting both powers at the same time. It's such a fundamental change of the game that I think it's kind of cringe to do it now after all these
they're
years.
trying to make it so the mithril place actually gives you mithril powder. Also, side note, I want to talk about the little changes for the part of the mountain tree for powder cost is kind of I like that. I like how they're changing it for like, the first three tiers and then the next three tiers or whatever, or next four tiers or rather, all have the different powder costs. So there's kind of a couple of weird things in the tree that I believe had like mithril powder cost in the gemstone area. It
That's
was
true.
confusing.
It was there and it was confusing. I think it is a good idea to make that more simplified, but
And this also coincides with
I
the
agree.
change with the crystal hollows being a little bit later on. But wasn't it like Heart of the Mountain 5 before where that you would have the gemstone powder? No, it was actually
Uh,
Heart of the Mountain 6 that you started having to spend gemstone powder. This is interesting. So I think you're gonna require maybe a little bit more gemstone powder, but they just buffed gemstone powder through crystal hollows, so that's not really gonna be a big deal. And
mm,
again, with mithril powder, because now it's only gonna be the first three instead of the first five tiers, you're gonna need a lot less of it. And
mm.
they're also doing all those changes in the dwarven mines. So mithril powder. Let's go all the way to the top for mithril powder. Uh, Significantly increased from the passive events. Uh, Powder gas now triple the powder from powder gas. That's kind of crazy, because those are already like the best thing to do.
Hmm.
Goblin raids now give 5,000 instead of 2,000, plus extra powder per ticket put in. And I'm thinking, so you're putting in like I want to say a few hundred tickets per raffle, right? So that's like 3,000 extra powder just from any given
Well, how many
raffle.
tickets per raffle?
Like a few hundred minimum. That's
I
that's
don't think you can get that much on average.
I
It's
I
definitely
do
not
that.
impossible to get that number,
I
but
do that on average with like my fermento. Come on. Like literally, you literally just slap on Ranker's boots or Young Dragon armor, and then you just kind of remember the route, and then you just go submit your 300. It's not that bad. So that's getting 3,000 plus the 5,000 from the raid event already or the raffle already. And because of how the raffle works, sometimes you get triple, right? Yeah, look at that. Triple powder reward. So not only are you getting the 5,000 and then the extra 3,000 for 8,000, if you win the raffle, that becomes 24,000 powder from one
oh.
raffle.
I
And
mean,
then
I
Goblin Raids are having a similar fate.
I don't disagree with the way they're taking it. I think that it's just stupid that they're doing it now after all of these years have passed and all of these systems were already in place and accepted.
These systems were a little bit flawed and I hated early game. I'm going to be entirely honest. I found early game mining to be absolutely horrendous. Because I
Okay.
didn't specifically use Pico Nimbus, which was a item that was overtuned. What else do we have for powder? A tasty mithril, double powder, blah blah blah. Quarter of the mountain, total mithril powder unchanged. And then reduce other costs. Double the weight, yeah. Talked about that already. Dwarven events, wanted to buff passive mithril rates. Spicy goblet omelet. What do we have going on here? I'll have to go look at that. And reforges. Mithril orb powder drop changes. Oh yeah, they're also like doubling the amount of powder you actually get from like the mining the mithril itself.
Hmm. Okay,
So
well, I gotta
that's
dip. I'm gonna be
all right.
back later in stream, hopefully.
Yeah.
You around?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, double your mithril powder from that. That's kind of huge. Already talked about that. Petrified Starfall. New reforge that gives you even more mithril powder. Um, Pure mithril. Yeah, that's more of a more in general thing for more mining fortune. No mithril powder from it, yeah. Smell of powder. Oh, that's the mithril golem pet. I have that right now, actually. So with the mithril golem, the smell of powder only worked while you were mining the gems or the powder mithril itself. But now they're making it so like you're actually gonna get all this extra powder while you're also doing the commissions and getting those passive rewards, and that's gonna be getting that's a huge buff for mithril golem. I like that. That's a really good change. And now skills with rarity. Yeah. Overall, mithril golem got really good buffs. I am very pleased with mithril golem. Reforge bonus, you get additional mithril powder. Brymore. A new passive thing for 60 minutes, get more mithril powder. I think you're getting the point. They're doing a lot of good changes for just getting a lot more mithril powder for the just a lot faster and while in Dwarven Mines where you're normally supposed to get it. So probably by the time you're done with Dwarven Mines, you're probably gonna have like a crap ton of mithril powder just sitting around. Which is a much different scenario for like normally. Because normally we'd be like, oh, we're just trying to speed run the heart of the mountain. We're not really getting too much powder. Then we just go to the heart of the mountain 7 and powder grind for like a billion years. That's not fun. Okay, what's next? Crystal Hologeist from 3 to 4 makes bingo impossible. That's not true. I'm going to go look at the heart of the mountain changes. Heart of the Mountain overhaul. Yeah, we talked about that. Now it's only the first 3 that required mithril powder. Tier 1, no change. I'm gonna pull this up. So we're going to be taking a look at these first 3 tiers. So mining speed is unchanged. Mining speed boost, yep, that's the same. Precision mining is now slot number 2. What is precision mining? Where are you? That is a Heart of the Mountain 4 perk. So that is kind of big, actually, because now early game getting speed is like probably the most important thing. So just having precision mining where you're just getting a little bit more speed for free, kind of huge. Slot 3, mining fortune, that's the same. Titanium and Sanium being over here, where Quick Forge is a little bit interesting, and then I believe Picobulus is still here. In tier 3, Luck of the Cave, that's still there. Efficient Miner is now in the middle here. So you're going to be able to unlock Efficient Miner, Heart of the Mountain tier 3, instead of Heart of the Mountain tier 4. That is such a huge change. Because you're getting it so much earlier, and you're going to be able to plow through like 4 or 5 Heart of the Mountains quite easily now. In combination with like the change that you're getting a lot more powder, you'll be able to level up your efficient miners really fast. What's after that? Quick Forge being over here. I don't really like the Quick Forge change being all the way over here. It is a very inconvenient spot, because that means you're either going to have to go for up here, which I'll get to, or go through Titanium, Insanium, and Picobulus. Like, Quick Forge is a very inconvenient thing. That's like one thing I do disagree with. But, again, early game, bingo, you're getting, or like anyone for that matter, you're getting Efficient Miner uber quick. You're going to be flying through the heart of the mountain. No, we do not know exactly when the update is coming out yet. But, we just know that it's in the works. I'd like to know when it is, though, because there's gotta be a few shaking things up a little bit. What was next on here? Ridiculous amount of plasma. Now, this affects me a lot personally. So what they're doing is, I believe they're making it so... Yeah. Titanium plated drill engine gonna cost less. But now the amber polished and the perfectly cut fuel tank are now gonna cost you 64 plasma each. Which, if you aren't aware, plasma, where are we? Plasma, drop from goats. Goats are down here. Goats are not fun to kill. They are hard to kill. Early game players, you're like, really a lot of people for that matter, especially Iron Man players, are gonna have a lot harder time dealing with them. However, they are changing Lonesome Miner. So on one hand, you're getting forced to get a lot more plasma. Lonesome Miner now work on all mining islands. That's good. Lonesome Miner. Where is it? Lonesome Miner. Here. Before, it only worked in Crystal Hollows and Glaciate Tunnels. But, they're making that work on everything, so now we're going to be able to have the Lonesome Miner buff for killing goats. And, that is really good, because that means strength, crit damage, crit chance, HP, defense. That is just a lot. And that is a lot. I'm gonna go see if I can find, part of the mountain. I'm gonna see what that caps out at. Where are we? Lonesome Miner. I think they're also moving it down. No, are they moving that? No, it's, the same spot, pretty much. 5th slot, so that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're putting more Great Explorers right now, which is a little bit weird, but okay. But this change now goes to 46. 27% more stacks in general is kind of crazy. Like, I'm sitting here and, like, here's what I normally do for trying to kill goats. I have to have my Maxiv Armor, so I'm on Iron Man, and my Shaman Sword. Shaman. I don't have God Pod open, so I'm going to be doing a little bit less damage. But you'll get the point. Normally, go down here. It's just a little bit rough. And I have to deal with, like, reforge and everything, or accessory bag and all that. Normally I'll do, like, 50k damage to them, which is, like, okay, but you're killing them in, like, 20 hits, which is not fun. But the Lonesome Miner thing, 27%, like, everything, is gonna boost, like, being able to kill ghosts a lot easier. And also one-shotting goats, like, the one thing a lot of people had issue with, that'll, again, for, like, normal profile players, this is gonna be a massive buff. So this, like, cost for 64 plasma is gonna be, like, not too bad. What's next? Hearthstone Mycelium Red Sand gonna crash. Okay, how much? I'm gonna have to switch profiles for this. Realistically, how much is Mycelium and all that? I don't have a booster cookie active on here, so I'm gonna have to go to the hub. Mycelium. They're already not, like, the greatest, by the looks of it. Let me see. Don't you need, like, this is, like, what you use for Kudra Key, isn't it? Kudra Key. Mycelium. Yeah, so making it a little bit easier to just do Kudra stuff, that's, like, nice. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. Price dropping on that, like, having price drops is never a bad thing, I don't think. Drug collecting nerf and the bestiary nerfs. I think late game player, you're really not gonna care. So they're already, like, they're already done with these things. They're gonna be like, yep, waste a little bit of time, but they were able to get all their perks out of it. The G-Drag nerf is like, or it's not really a nerf, it's the collection nerf. It's like really good. You're getting it a lot faster. People are just gonna be more accessible. Like I'm sitting here like, let me see, what's my collection on this profile where I'm actually gonna be getting G-Drag? Yeah, I see, like, these people didn't even go to, like, a 1 bill anyways, and now, with the change you're gonna go, they're gonna be able to have their max G-Drag just chilling. It is such a big benefit. And then the bestiary nerf for ghosts is, like, again, you're gonna be killing ghosts faster now, getting more magic find because of the bestiary getting dropped. There's just a lot of good changes going on there. Gemstone Gauntlet is not pointless, but it's gonna be people are gonna have to do it a little bit more sparingly. Hey Cole. It's going. I'm just kind of just going over like a lot of the stuff. Although now that I'm here, I'm gonna go look at some of the other Heart of the Mountain Tree stuff. So we stopped at 3 before. Look at the cave if you mind quick boards. Okay, I'm gonna go look at the tree. Hot M. So Sky Mall is unchanged. Old school, 20 levels or fortune. That's gonna be fine. That's cool, I guess. Season Miner. Oh, they're moving Professional over here. Professional is the mining speed. Huh. That's kind of weird. I don't know why they're having that there, considering we aren't even gonna have Crystal Hollow unlocked, so that's kind of a weird change. Mole, same. Oh wait, no, this is tier 4. Never mind. Ignore what I just said. Yeah, this is nice. Moving Professional down, moving Mole down for like instead of needing to go all the way to 6 to be able to do anything in the Crystal Hollows is gonna be really nice. Gem Lover. Um, move from tier 6. Where is tier 6? Tier 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I being trolled or is this just like a mistake? Am I being trolled? Or is it like a name change? Oh, fortunate. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm clueless. Yeah, that's fine. Season Mining being up there is kind of weird, but you never really use Season Mining to begin with. That's just like more XP. Front loader is just being shifted around a little bit. That's fine. Tier 5. They're changing Daily Grind to be Tier 5. This is such a great perk that I am so happy that they're moving it down. Like, for especially like when you're just right unlocking the light site tunnels, just being able to get the first commission bonus, it's crazy. It's such a good thing, and then you're gonna be able to utilize it for like all the other stuff now as well. For the mountain, pretty much the same. Remove the 1+ thing. Oh yeah, all the forge slots up. They're adding 2 more forge slots. It's kind of cool. But they're removing the ones from here, and then you're putting it in here somewhere. Daily powder. No longer upgraded. It gives 500. That's an okay change. Actually, I do like that. Okay, now you're not really investing 1 billion powder into it just to get more powder. Tier 6. Here. Anomalous Desire. Increase the change of certain events happening. Golden Goblins. That's Worm buff, kind of crazy. Powder buff, they're now getting triple powder. Falling Stars, you're getting the reforge that does more powder there. Golden Goblins, those are just good to begin with. Mine Shafts, that's interesting. I like that. Those just the levels, the cooldowns. Blockhead, Block Fortune, cool. Subterranean Fisher, this is huge for mid-game fishing. So if you weren't aware, we go to fishing. Once you hit like level 20, fishing becomes really terrible. And like it is so unfun until you hit like 26 or 28 or something. when you unlock lava fishing, because your secret year chance is so horrid that you really can't do anything. But this is making it so mid game fishing you're gonna want to go into like Crystal Hollow, Glaciite Tunnel. So they are going to be adding the Glaciite little fishing area, which is going to be supposed to be like the mid game area. Because well, the main thing this is buffing is going to be Worm Membrane. This is a very annoying stuff to get. Everyone hates doing it. You need all these membranes to get Gemstone Chamber. You need to kill thousands of worms to do that, just to get your Devon armor, and it is so sad. And then it's gonna have the same scaling of Lonesome Miner, which is kind of cool. Keep it cool. It's gonna make the ball change a little bit better. Actually, let's talk about ball. Ball had some tragic things happen to it. Ball pet, ball pet. But I think the way they wrote it down just on here is kind of fine. Where is it? Ball. Where is it? Now a mining pet. Nice buff. Strengthening Frosty with heat resistance and mining fortune. Reworked all perks. Pristine while in the magma field kinda hurts. So it used to be able to also increase like all your speed and all that stuff, so it's kinda painful seeing that go. It's probably gonna be like a lot less pristine. I really haven't like looked into ball rework too much. I just know that they kind of killed it. Well, not like entirely killed it, but like no longer going to be a stupid broken like it was before. I do like the ability cooldown thing. That was kind of cool. But that goes inside with like this one change that I don't really like. They're making sure the magma fields you're no longer gonna have the immunity, and it's just gonna work similar to the glaciite tunnels, which is annoying. And in combination with the ball rework, you're gonna have to like either chug water bottles or just like no longer being the magma field, so just like get your little heat down. It's kind of sad. Goblin Pet also had some changes. Goblins here, they're replacing the thing to get the rare eggs. However, they're making it so you need less eggs, which is okay. They're also making Goblin Pet used for like gold mining, so that's kind of nice. Okay, they're also gonna make it so you're gonna have like more mined Vivons that you're actually gonna be able to mine in, which kind of counteracts the thing where I was talking about earlier with not really gonna have like it's gonna be harder competition for the mined Vivons. But if they're having more mines to go to, they'll be probably even out. Skatha, they basically buffed to make it like really good, and they're also did a lot of changes that I think I talked about a couple of them earlier where they're making it easier to get worms. Like there's that one perk. Mining armor is pretty cool, but I want to talk about Yogg armor. That is the wrong button. Yogg armor. So Yogg is getting mining fortune increase per piece. That's new stuff. That's new. Yeah, you didn't used to get it before, so I'm gonna go grab my Yogg armor. I'm gonna go swap profiles again. Well, we pretty much covered everything that was in the Discord before, so I can kind of remove that. But, okay, Yogg. Pretty sure I have that in here. Yeah, Yogg armor. Yogg armor was really what it was used for was just to get your like intro to gemstone mining to go get your first drills or whatever. I think they're doing a few changes to it. One, they're giving it mining speed, which is massive. So one problem with Yogg armor, yeah, it was outclassed by glaciite armor before. So glaciite armor is like you get the free gemstone slot basically, and it's to be able to put an amber in it. You get a lot of speed. You get the perk where you get the increased speed per level. You're basically the top dog for speed for like a very long time. And Yogg, you're kind of replacing that speed with being able to mine gemstones. You could mitigate it with the killing Yoggs, but that was like really miserable to do, and capped out at 500 speed, which kind of hurts. And it's just like a really long process. But was only with 10 Yoggs killed per thing. They're doing other things. So first off, the mining speed makes it the 25 per piece basically makes it better than Glaciite. So it's now actually going to be your mid-game mining set for speed, and not just for mining gemstone. You're using Fortune, which is huge. You're no longer getting the resistance, but you're getting increased heat resistance. Or like you're not getting the heat immunity, you're getting resistance. Two massive things that have to do with this though. 10 kills per thing was horrid. 5 kills per speed, that's doable. And one issue with this, I believe it was the chest plate that keeps the yeah, it's just the chest plate that would keep your track of the Yoggs killed. But now they're tracking it from the bestiary, which means you don't even need to have Yogg armor equipped. So huge change for Yogg armor. You can actually like have a combat set or something. Just go grind Yoggs for like eternity if you're like a mage or something, and you're just getting into mining. You go max out your bestiary on that. Go try out Yogg armor while you're mid mining, and oh, you have 500 mining speed now, and it's like that's great. That's great. That's a really good change. And then yeah, they made it so you got even more mining fortune through one of these little day changes. What else do I have to talk about here? I think they make silverfish pretty good. Like, if there's any like other big massive concerns with the mining update, do just like mention them, and I'll see if I can like clarify things or like really anything to do with them. Yeah, base health with mining forking, that's a good change. True defense thing didn't matter, but now you're getting more XP, which is kind of cool. You're just gonna get a little bit of XP for the experimentation table. Dexterity and mining wisdom boost, like cool. Dexterity now gets mining speed and haste, which is really good. Mining wisdom can't renamed. Okay, that's fine. But that reminds me of they are reworking haste ring. So increased mining speed. Where is it? Haste artifact. Prior haste ring. Permanent haste 3. It is no longer based on breaking stuff. This is so good. Yeah, normally haste ring would only give you haste 1 for 15 seconds after breaking a block. This was horrid. Terrible. But now you're getting haste 3. Permanently. Okay, let me go reread the silverfish again, because I want to compare this. Okay, there's something I read there. Swap through dexterity and mining wisdom. Yeah, now you get the haste earlier and the mining wisdom later for the lower perk. But now you're also getting the mining speed. So with the changes, one, the haste artifact is going to be good for foraging. You're going to be able to insta-mine wood without silverfish or god potion. So like early game players on like bingo or something that want to go get foraging, they can just go get haste artifact, which is like what? How much is this? How much is the haste artifact going to be? Haste artifact. Yeah, this is huge. Foraging just got a lot better. That's like all the main stuff that I wanted to talk about. So overall, a lot of the changes that people are complaining about are not as bad as they put them to be, and the thing that got nerfed are like the things that really deserve to be nerfed. They were too overtuned. They were taking over the meta. It makes a lot of the parts more bearable in exchange for making you to do them for a little bit longer. It's great. But on that note, I think I'm going to save my breath a little bit and go back to actually mining. We need to go. Because even though they're nerfing this thing, it is kind of I want to get this done before they nerf it. I need to hit HUD M6. After talking for that long, I am a little bit tired. Where do I need to go? Lava Springs. Yeah, I can't really use Jog right now. Don't really need to for gemstones. Definitely for gemstones. Still again after the changes. But I want to just hit HUD M6 just so I can like actually do stuff in Crystal Hollows, and then I can also borrow co-op members' gauntlet. I'm getting there. And these pickles you're not really going to be seeing much use after the update, so I'm just gonna use them up while we have them. And I'll get these Mithril Golem leveled up as well, so I can do dealing with ghosts just a little bit more efficiently. That is gonna be very painful process. After I'm hit HUD M6, I'll probably just be done with mining for a little bit though. All this titanium left entirely unattended. I'm on Iron Man. I don't feel bad about taking it. And at the same time, on my other profiles, I just leave so much titanium that like I mitigate the off of how much I yoink significantly. Shall we set up some pet rules maybe? But not so overall, that thing's like not only is mining getting buffed, but there's like a lot of other skills that really needed the help that they're getting good changes happening to them. Foraging thing I'm curious about though for bingo players. I know if you have a high enough like bingo rank or whatever, you already get like the one guy that gives you poking effects, but I guess it should be more so for Iron Man players than actually for the haste. Cause then you're gonna be able to go around with like Monkey, like Ocelot, you just kinda just like thinks to mind whatever. I actually have a jungle minion on the island right now. I wanna get a Ocelot and Monkey. See if I can go hit foraging 50. Because I'm going to be doing a decent amount more damage. Like, as it stands right now, pre-update, early game mining is just so miserable. I do think like the best perk to come out of that entire thing is gonna be the fishing changes. You're now getting the Devon's armor like slot open is gonna be so much easier. Kind of skimmed over ball a little bit, but like as part of one larger rework, that's really not gonna matter. Cause they buffed Skatha. I can't believe they buffed Skatha of all things and made it easier to get. I mean, getting it easier to get is pretty good. Now it's not probably not gonna be like 800 trillion coins to get. What is Skatha at right now? I think the last ticket we got like 450 mil. 380, so it has dropped a decent amount already. Playing on Iron Man really does kind of just like show you some of the more odd parts of the game, which is like kind of cool. But at the same time, you also get to see like some of the weird intricacies and like techniques of some items. Like realistically speaking, how many people are gonna go out of their way to go get Pestderm 5 mushroom armor? And then go buy a flower minion specifically for sunflowers to put a night saver on your island. Or in your garden, rather. Yeah, normally I do a lot more farming than I do mining, but I just desperately need to get this mining stuff done. There's a few things that just help out a lot. We're just getting these little mining things. The more I do now, the less I need to do later. I can turn the forums off now though. Again, if there's any more changes you're like concerned with the update, feel free. I have both the chat open and the little Discord channel. By the way, the command work. I should check if it works. Did that work? It did work. If half of you came from Hoilday, it's the same server. But if there's people here that aren't from him, there's that. We talk about Skyblock, other random games. Whole fun time in there. Sometimes you'll see one of us just hanging around in the general VC doing whatever. probably giving me another titanium quest here. So I know mining's probably gonna be like stupid overpowered because that is something that's not really future-proofed to say the least. But I'm curious to what extent it's gonna be overpowered off the get-go. Yeah, this is an Iron Man profile, but the only reason I had to pick on them is I have a co-op member who's been a lot more mining than I have. So I kind of took up the mantle of combat and farming for them. So I went and farmed enough sugarcane to go get Alchemy 50 for both of us. It was not a fun process. 80 million sugarcane, that's ridiculous. At the same time, during that process, I was trying to drop a chirping stereo, and it took me so long. So long, in fact, that I am now in the top 800 cricket farmers. Actually, just my overall pest beast here is pretty full. I'm almost top 1,000 in all of them. Earthworms just suck. I don't want to do earthworms. Like, I think getting the top 1,000 in every pack would be kind of cool. Well, top 5,000 for everything, but 1,000 would be cooler. If you check my Sky Crypt, you can also see that I just have like a huge disparity between my wheat collection and my seeds collection. Normally, seeds collecting is like nudging out your wheat collection by a decent amount because you're actually farming the wheat. But because I've been just getting all my wheat from flies, I have 20 mil wheat collecting and like 1 mil seed collection. The entire point of this was just to clear up some stuff about the update that some people didn't actually really understand, so but now that that's done, I'm kind of at a loss to do. I know Diana is going on right now, but like I'm not equipped for Diana. I am very weak and frail. I see a Gaia construct and I sob. Although the Diana being active does help with the EXP share being active. So I just have a few mining packs just sitting there. Actually, I think my vacuum would be very funny to look at. Yeah, I have 2,500 pests in my vacuum. There's the Sugar King hoe I've been working with. About 70 mil counter. Also hitting hot M6 would be great for just being able to use some other tools. Like I think what level get Devon's armor? That's not crazy amount, is it? Yeah, I also hot M6. So if my co-op member ends up getting the Bong's armor, I'll be able to use that afterwards. My contribution was basically just go making money and learn combat, be able to kill goats. I can kill goats, I'm just not very fast at it. But my money making has definitely shown. I went and got the flower minging. We have a level 100 legendary parapet. Alchemy 50 for both of us. I'm going to be starting to work on getting enough money for Midas staff when Scorpius comes around. Our bank is at max interest right now, so that's a big killing, although at some point you probably upgrade that. Do I have any tree stuff? Another level of efficient miner. Also, fun fact, efficient miner does take more durability from Piconimbus. I discovered that like yesterday. So even though it says based on uses, it's actually based on like blocks broken. I don't know if like the using it to attack a Glaciate Walker would decrease the durability or not. Okay, I'll test that out after this. Turn this into like a little Mythbuster thing. Let me check something else. Alright. So what am I sitting at right now? 35. What a nice number to look at. Let's go ruin it on a Glaciate Walker. And boom. Oh, that's kind of huge actually. Using your Pickle Nimbus on Glaciate Walker does not, in fact, decrease your durability. So despite saying, uses, it is actually based on blocks broken. That is cool. Another cool little techie like, lantern helmet for farming instead of like a crappie helmet. I'm pretty sure that lantern helmet just scales better. Because of how hard the level restrictions are and like the... Because you're gonna have like a lot of lantern helmet farming forking based off its ability by the time you have the requirements to use squash or crappie or anything like that. Only when holding an axe though, so for like cocoa beans, melon, pumpkin. For anything else, you're still just gonna be using the general thing. Unless you feel like using an axe on, like, a sugarcane, if you don't already have the sugarcane tool. Oh, that's a thing I have. Now, my pet roads are currently set for farming, not for mining. All these little level ups on Mithril Golem are so good. Even though we missed out on Cole in regards to getting him to be the actual mayor, Minister Perk isn't terrible. I should also double check. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think my little alert thing. Is my alert thingy doing? I don't know if my alert thingy is really working. Kind of sad. But for those of you who are here, thanks for hanging around. I know that was like a little rapid session of just going through a bunch of just random garbage. Just hearing the same things over and over again for complaints was like really getting on my nerves before people just not actually reading all the changes. I might just do like a little in-depth overall update thing, because that'd probably be... Oh, wait, am I full on titanium? I am full on titanium. Better question, why am I still mining? Had this commission done a billion years ago. How close am I now? 38%. Maybe just the sound alerts aren't working. Maybe they are showing up on screen. I'm not entirely sure. I know I heard the raid sound, but I wasn't sure if I heard the follower sound or if it... Maybe they were all overlapping so I couldn't hear them at the time. I mean, if someone were to do so right now and then test it out, that'd be convenient. Yeah, I kind of just have my phone in front of me right now. I have to see what's going on your guys' end. I'm also realizing I missed Darkhold again. Every time I look at the clock, it's like, oh, you're like a few hours late to Starfall. My forge is full anyway, so it's not a big deal, but it's still kind of sad. Oh, I have a funny story. I think some of you were all here. I heard it earlier, but I had another goblin quest earlier, and well, actually, no, I think I mentioned it in dungeons earlier. But I have a couple instances where I just upgrade my griffin to rare, and so I've been kind of I use my griffin for magic find, right? Because Diane is around. Sometimes when I'm killing mob, he'll just randomly spawn a mob. So because I just upgraded my griffin to rare, I can now spawn constructs. And so I've been doing some dungeons and I've been killing some goblins in various points of time. And out of nowhere, I'll just randomly spawn a construct and I'll lose my mind, get so confused and panic. Because I have constructs are scary. Constructs are very scary. I use Griffin for dungeons because I don't really have any other like good things to use in it. I use Max Farmer right now. I don't really have anything else. And the sword I'm using right now is also my dungeon weapon because I'm too lazy to go pull out my shaman sword, which does more damage. Also, this just does more cleave. The constructs are a little bit funny. I wish that or I think rather champions and constructs should like swap locations. You should get champions at rare and constructs at epic rarity. Like I've never seen a person die to a Gaia champion. I see lots of people die to Gaia constructs. Look at that Royal Palace. Okay. See if I can hit that. I'm gonna be a little bit late to it though, so I'm gonna probably not get as many as I wish I would have gotten. Cool spots on doing it here. You can go down here. Come get these tickets over here. If you go all the way down here, oh, someone else is already doing it, but there's a lot of tickets down both of these directions. And then you go up. On these tables is really good. I should really have jump boost on. This room usually has a lot of tickets just lying around. You want to get into like a rhythm of just going everywhere. And not trap yourself to like one location. I think once you get all of them, you can go down and then you can do this loop again. And you can leave. Pocket all of them. There's sometimes some that are just kind of lying around in here. Those rooms are a pain in the butt to get out of, so I usually avoid those ones. I usually avoid in here as well because either completely picked over or just like garbage. This person's already down here. I'm not gonna bother with that. That person knows the route. You can see, like, even though I was late to this raffle, I'm getting, like, a lot of tickets. $226, that would have been an extra, like, 2,260 powder. Oh, look at that, 3 times rewards. So yeah, that would have been, what, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, then triple that, that would have been 21,000 mithril powder just from that one little, raffle, if this was after the update. Did I equip Silverfish? No, I equipped Mithril Golem. Silverfish. How many things did I bid? 100 goblins, raffle. Yeah. Treasure Hoarders, my favorite. $21,000 mithril powder would have been really convenient, considering I could have gotten half of peak 1, basically. Oh wow, thank you, game, for giving me that right after the raffle. Even though I already had a raffle commission beforehand. Another thing on this profile, I was thinking about getting like a turtle pet. Just to not have to deal with knockback. No, actually, that wouldn't have been 21,000, that would have been more, because I have Mithril Golem I probably would have used instead for that. 21k times 1.16. That would have been 24,000. That would have been a lot of powder. Could probably also put on some like little ambience noise or something while I'm just doing mundane tasks, but I haven't really gone through with like figuring out what I can and can't use. Because normally I'm just playing like Osu, right? So like I'm already treading the waters whenever I'm playing that game with like what is and isn't allowed. Which reminds me, I talked about it in Hoilday's little stream right at the beginning. I'm in a new guild. I now in a guild with just a bunch of like Skyblock players who also play rhythm games. They're just like me for real. Some of them I know from playing O2, some of them I've never seen before in my entire life. It's gonna be fun. I do. Plus, I need the mine to get the commission done, the better. I also like there's more titanium in general, which I kind of need. Titanium drill is one of the things I'm working on mining to go get, aside from just gauntlet. I take a detour after this commission, go check up on the garden. Okay, there's probably a bunch of pests in there I should go collect. And actually, I'll show off just how ridiculous that pest can be. Okay, yeah, that'll be a good thing to throw myself back into right after this. I'm gonna throw all this garbage out my inventory. I need you, I need you, you, and you. You. Actually, I think I want... No. Which one is it? No, that's the right one. I'm clueless. My mining stuff. I think they work on my mining stuff. Get my Yogg armor off. Oh yeah, I forgot. I just put my slug in the cat recently, so this is not can't really show I can't show my thing off right now. It's kind of sad. Yeah, I'll show some of it off. Let's throw this in here. My vacuum, sprayinator, whatever. That warp garden. Yeah, I'll burn through a fine flower. It doesn't really matter. I just think that mushroom armor is like the funniest thing in the world, though. It's like what? I just say that was worth that much money. Oh, there's probably someone's probably market manipulating pumpkins right now, because there's no reason why that should be worth that much money. Don't you love IRL traders? I'll see if Kyle's still around. He's not online. My garden luck's been pretty good though, just overall. I got 3/4 Mossy already. Part of the reason I'll be doing Dungy is to get the recon that I put on my helmet. Okay, now I go here. Let's just burn through one of these. My speed is out of whack. And I'm using the wrong armor anyways. Look at that pest chance without slug. 250. With slug that hits over 300. That is 4 pests spawned at one time without slug. It is ridiculous. Again, this was just to show it off. I'm not actually gonna be like farming for like a billion years. I already hit farming 50. I don't need to do much more. Not something I'm actively seeking. Like a Pestern book that I can use on full Pestern 5. They sell anything? No. No. Okay. Put their stuff away. I'll go back to mining. That's what I actually need to do. Where did I put all of it? All in here. Pickle Nimbus. I don't really need that out. Hyper Flavor. AOTD. Equipment. If Cole was elected, I would have been able to finish all my titanium set. I'm so mad. Fuming. Oh yeah, it ended off with the Glacier Walker quest. I thank you, game. And now that I know that I don't need another pickaxe to kill Glacier Walkers. One less inventory space to worry about. Interesting. They do not know about the pickaxe thing. This guy knows what's up. I should probably start saving up my glaciate armor actually, and then I think like one of the things that they're changing that you can actually salvage glaciate armor for ice essence. And ice essence is good for the double salvage perk. Ping here is not very good. Not very good at all. Oh, hello there.
What are you doing?
I'm doing a thing.
A thing?
Yeah,
What thing?
I'm doing the Minecraft.
Minecraft?
Yeah, I was doing my little Q&A thing about the mining update.
What now?
A couple weeks ago, I was getting irritated that like a lot of people were going on about some things about the mining update that they just weren't reading about. So I decided, hey, one day I'm just gonna go have like people ask a bunch of questions about the mining update and be like, yup, you're silly. Here's why this is not a bad change. Because normally it just involved like them not reading the full article and not seeing the things where in exchange for nerfing one thing they buffed like something else a trillion times over. Like I was just doing the math right, and for this one raffle, if this was post update, I would have gotten like 24,000 mithril powder from that one raffle.
Huh.
5,000 per participating, 10 powder per each ticket you put in. I put in like 220 or something, and I even got to the thing late, so it probably would have been like 300, which pushed even higher. And then this server is terrible. And so that's like another 2,200, so about 7,000 something. I it would have been tripled because I won the raffle, so I would have gotten the 3 times rewards. And then I have Mithril Golem, which would have been giving me another 16%. Overall, through all that, I would have gotten 24,000 Mithril Powder.
What about spicy goblin omelet?
That would also buff it even further, but I don't have that, so I wasn't taking that into consideration. I was just taking into consideration if the update was happening at this exact moment with the equipment that I was using. Yeah, at the same time, there's also the reforge that would have given you more per passive. One reforge that just gives you more dwarven mines, mithril powder, whatever. I've been talking so much. I am very my lungs are on fire. Yeah, I was just rapid fire going through them. I was maybe a little bit rushing. Cause I kind of my plan was I was gonna go prepare it all like yesterday, last night. But then it didn't exactly work out. I was a little bit whatever. So I kind of just had to work on it on the fly. I had the forums posting up and everything. I kind of had to remember things as I went.
Oh.
It worked out though, I think. I'm done that aspect of it, but if people have more questions, I'm kind of just like waiting around, seeing if that happens. So at least during all this, I've been also doing some dwarven commissions. I am now I'm still harder than Mountain 5, however, I am 43% of the way to 6. I think I'm on my like 3rd or 4th Pico.
Oh boy.
This I think it's my 3rd. Although this one didn't keep the reforge for some reason, so I need to go reapply that.
I'm fighting.
Yeah, I was doing a lot
Fighter.
of that earlier, and I got to like Pirate Lover or something.
Oh, I don't know what I'm at.
I think there's like maybe one or two things after Lover, and then it's the plus plus or whatever. Pig plus plus rank.
Pig.
Getting the katana achievement was pretty cool though. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
It's a character I actually like enjoy playing, and I'm surprised I didn't have it before. It's probably one of the more, maybe not difficult ones, but time-taking ones just to set up right. Killing 3 people with the proc of the passive off the finisher, it's like such a specific case. It's like there's not always gonna be 3 people around you.
You just have to be lucky with the
Yeah.
map.
Forget what map I did it on. I think it was on I think it was on Rocket Arena actually. While I was kind of strolling around with the 2 other people. It was me, a hyper laser, and a med kit. We were just like absolutely demolishing the people. Like our other 2 teammates didn't really matter at that point. It was a 3-man crew. I feel like the Katana achievement is kind of in a similar boat to the subspace achievement. I'm pretty sure that one's like catching 4 people in your ult or something. But I feel that's a little bit easier because it doesn't require the extra execution part of it. It's just having 4 people in the ult is not really hard. It's just having 4 people there. But with the Katana one, not only do you have to have the people there, you also have to kill them after doing that. I could go achievement hunting after that. What's the banhammer one? Are you just like using your ult 3 times
know.
successfully or something?
I don't know if Banhammer has one.
Really?
Not all characters do. They'll have like a badge, but then it doesn't do anything. Like, or has no requirement. Just there to be there.
And how do some people have them?
What's the Banhammer badge? I don't fucking know.
I'm gonna go look. Okay, no one has been Hammer 1. Or Vine Staff. Everyone else seems to have an actual description, man. I thought there was one where like there was no description, but there's like people had it. What is survive or experience a max sword round? I thought times 66 was that.
Nope. Max sword round is every single sword at once. And that's
Ah,
not guaranteed. That can happen off a multiplier round too. Like people can buy it.
yeah, I seen that. Like, you could like buy sword events. I don't know. The game just seems to be clicking better with me now. I just seem to be not ducking as much.
That's good.
I don't know how it spontaneously occurred. I can just suddenly aim. I used to think people were crazy for jumping around, but I feel like jumping around just like puts my brain in a position where I properly think about aiming. Not even for dodging, just aim. Then there was a part during I think it would be the arcade where I was just really low on health. I joined our hyper laser up on the little high part of the map on top of the little building. I was just up there being like a budget hyper laser with them.
What do you mean?
I was just up there poking people down on the point while I was low on health.
As what?
Subspace.
Uh,
Then there was a medkit below that was ever so slowly healing me from down there. And then eventually I had enough health to go back in on the point and play the game again.
yeah, big issue with Coil. People,
He's very
do not.
frail.
No, he's not. People don't know how to use him at all. He has a counter like Katana. Not only that, but the counter heals. He also has dodges. He's very combo based.
Like
Small
I feel
issue.
like
People don't know the combos yet.
yeah, like
Especially new players.
I kind of just whenever I seen one, they kind of just like evaporated. They did not have high stacks off the get go. I wish the update for the mining was here already. I kind of could have used 24,000 mithril powder. That's like half of peak for me. Half of a peak of the mountain upgrade. Like that is so much powder from one event. My biggest gripe with it is still the quick 40 being kind of displaced in a very, very inconvenient spot.
Where Where are you guys? Why are you over there? Dumbass.
Oh, also, I found a couple of cool things out. So, I guess not really cool things, but interesting things. So, Pickle Nimbus, right? It
Yeah.
says it breaks after so many uses. However, that's not entirely true. Because if efficient miner procs, even though you only used it once, you're breaking multiple blocks, and that all those blocks take more usage from Pickle Nimbus. And if you use it to, like, kill a Glaciate Walker, it doesn't take a use. So it's not really usage, it's, like, block broken. I was just curious about it before, so I kind of tested it out. I'll give this a couple more minutes. If nobody else has questions, I'm just gonna call this in. My lungs are
Walking the
tired.
thread.
Honestly.
Oil gets countered so hard by Slingshot, it's so funny.
Oh, that reminds me.
Can't close the distance.
We were on Space Nights, right? I was playing Subspace. There's this one hyper laser that I just like staying on top of this one little tower. I kept bullying him so hard
Oh my god.
that they swapped to Slingshot, and then
My team.
and then I kept
Oh
bullying them.
no!
And they
It's
just kept
random
going up
fighters!
there. Oh.
We have 3 Daybreakers on the team, let's go! I know this one!
We had a thing on Roblox HQ where it was 25% more damage or something, so I whipped out Banhammer. That was funny.
Oh, I have fucking Hyper Laser on the worst map. For Hyper Laser, fucking the dodgeball arena.
Oh yeah. There's so much stuff in the way. Yeah. I'm going to pack this in. Thanks for hanging around. I am longer on fire. I'll go deal with editing and whatever, all this garbage later. Goodbye.